Hey everyone, and welcome to another video about the Vivus Tech platform on how you can use its potential at 100%. And today we're gonna dive deep into the topic of calendars. It's a great feature which lets you do different calendars for different team members. It will automate the process both for you and your clients. And I'm gonna walk you through all the steps on the setting up your different appointment links and how you can add it on the website and so much more. So let's get it started. So calendars at its core is the feature that lets your client book different kind of appointments with you, and you can set them up at your preferences considering to your business needs. But first thing first, I'm gonna go to the settings and add new users to the platform, because I'm gonna show the example when you need to manage several people and you can assign to different people different calendars, different people in your team. So we're in calendars, but we're gonna go in settings, and here it's my staff, add employee, and you're basically gonna just type in, and for me it's gonna be just some name. So here you can connect the calendar assigned to this specific user. We haven't created yet the calendars that I want to do, but yeah, from here you can assign specific calendar to them. Let's do the testing team calendar. Also here you can add the signature to the emails of that person. So if they're going to use the system for writing emails, here you can see the roles and permissions. If they're admin or user, you can set them as a user, and what kind of records they can see, only assigned data or all records. So it depends. If you want your employees see all the data, you can open all the information, or you can assign specific users to the specific team members, as well as tasks and so on. Now we will put all records here. And here what's important for us is user availability. So here you will set up the availability of this employee. So let's say they're working Monday to Friday. You can set the time zone, also meeting locations. You can connect Zoom if you want that. There will be automatically created a meeting location. And let's put that they're working from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday. And if we're gonna make the same schedule for all the days, we're gonna just hit this button, and you see it's copied the schedule. So we're gonna save this. And what's important about this availability hours is that when we're gonna set up the calendar also will have their availability. But this availability will override that kind of availability that we set on the calendar. So that's something to have in mind, because in one calendar we can assign several users, and different people, different employees might have different schedule, and from here you can set up their schedule, and then automatically it will be updated in their calendar to which they're gonna be assigned. So we're gonna save this one, and we're gonna add one more user just for the sake of example. And for the Jane, we're gonna hit here a bit different availability hours. Let's say she's not working on Monday and Friday, and she's just available Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But let's set up here that they are working, for example, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then they have a 2-hour break, and they start again from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. and we'll copy that to all the days. Save. Now we can see that we have 3 people in the team, so let's go to the calendar. So this is the calendar, and we're gonna go to calendar settings, and this is from where we're gonna operate, and from here we can create new calendars. These were just some calendars that I made before, but let's create a new calendar together. And these are different types of calendars that you can make. For example, a personal booking is just one-on-one booking, class booking. The difference from personal booking and class booking is that, for example, if you are running some yoga class and you have limited amount of seats there, just 10 people you can register to that class, then you can use this class booking system, and it will allow only limited amount of people to schedule the appointment. Then there is a round robin, and round robin is working that way. For example, if you have the sales team, and sales team have different people, different leads who are getting assigned to them, but you want to be fair and you don't know how exactly to assign these leads, so round robin will assign to different managers one by one in like a circle. So first they will assign to Nadia, then the next lead they will assign to Jane, and the next lead will be assigned to John. And that's how it's going to be working. But if, for example, Nadia will have her hours not available at that moment, then it's going to be assigned to the next person. So this is how it's working. Then there is collective booking if it's a meeting where several people need to participate. For example, if you are running an interview and you have a CEO, an HR, and the person who you are interviewing, and everyone needs at the same time to book a meeting. And you can use this one, collective booking, also service booking for specific type of services, and event calendar where you can schedule events. For this example, we're going to work with service booking. Imagine you are running a hair salon and you want on your website for clients to be able to book a haircut. And for that, you're going to create a calendar here, and you can assign different staff members who are working at your hair salon. So let's create our first calendar. And the name of the calendar will be Men's Haircut. Then we assign everyone who is in team, John, Nadia, and Jane. Then here you can create a custom URL link, let's say haircut. But you see, haircut is already taken because it's actually like having the whole system, everyone who is using this platform. So might be that someone already used this URL, so you might add the name of your salon, for example. We'll say haircut form, like that. Then the duration of the haircut, 30 minutes, I think it's okay. And which days are available. So let's put it from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then you will see how I was saying before that the availability that I've set up before for the users will overlap this availability. And also, you can accept the payments directly from the booking of the meeting, which is a great feature because you don't need to chase the payments anymore, and people can proceed and make the payment directly from the booking link and from the calendar. So you set up the amount of the payment, let's say $35, description, men's haircut, and these are all basic settings that we need to make. And for the payments, for example, I have connected Stripe, and you can also connect your Stripe account and get the payments to it. Then we click confirm, and then it goes to the detailed settings. And here in these settings, we can add more things. For example, you can upload the image. Let's upload the image of the men's haircut, and you will see later how it will be looking on your website or on the link. You can add some description. For example, here you can add some specific information about your salon or how to find you. Groups, I will tell you later on how to use groups. Here you can change again the custom URL. Appointment invite title. So if the person will see the invitation, what will be in that invitation? Now is just contact name, but you can also add other like contact and their email if you want that, or their surname. And then team members who are involved in this service. Also, you can add the color, and this is the color in which you're gonna see this event on your calendar, so it's really nice to separate things like that visually. Then we're gonna see the availability, and here it opens up more opportunities to set up. For example, service interval. Like if you need 15 minutes, let's say, to have a break between services, to clean up and to prepare for the next appointment, you can set it up here. 15 or 20 minutes. Service duration, you can set it up here. And then minimum scheduling notice. So you want to say that I don't want people to book day in day. So you can set up here 1 day, and the minimum scheduling notice will be in 1 day. But let's say that for a haircut salon, it's not really necessary. People just can come in if the slot is available. And date range is for how much in advance you allow people to book. For example, if you don't want people to book, 3 months from now, you can set up it here, for example, just 30 days date range. And the buffer time is just an extra safety feature to have between meetings. And here is also a tab Look Busy, which means hide the percentage of your available appointment slots of the booking widget to appear busier and in high demand, if you want that. Next thing is forms and payments. And here you can set up this easy form, what you want to ask the customer actually. Here it's a default form, first name, last name, email, phone, and if they want to add any notes, for example, what style of haircut they are going for, that's gonna be it. But you can also make your own forms, like the forms actually you can do in, let me show you real quick, if you want to change that form. So you go to Sites, and here you go to Forms, Add Form, and you can either make a form from scratch or from the template. And you can even find the template for beauty and fashion industry here. Here you can see for lashes, here for the hair salon actually. So it's looking more like aesthetically pleasing, but maybe you can also create it in specifically your style of your business and your brand. But let's leave here the default form. This is a consent checkbox, and it says I confirm that I want to receive content from this company using any contact information I provide, and you want to leave that. Then confirmation page, it's what the people will see after the confirmation. So thank you for your appointment request. We will contact you shortly to confirm your request. Please call our office at, then you will use contact method which is in your account. If you have any questions, but you can change and customize it. And you can also put here a redirection if you want to redirect to another website. And here, if you have a Pixel ID, you can add it. Here you can press the auto-confirm new appointment, or you can confirm it manually. Let's leave it auto-confirmation. And here you can also choose accept partial payment. For example, if you want to accept just half of the payment, and then another one will be during the appointment. And here you will test it or see if it's live. Then notification settings. Actually, for the notifications, I recommend you to set up another automation system, which I will show you later. But here it's a really cool feature to allow Google Calendar to send invitation. This will appear in their Google Calendar. Assign contacts to their respective service staff members each time when appointment is booked. So this means if specifically this contact is wanting to have a service from a specific staff member, they can do that. But for now, we don't want to do that. And here you can make your cancellation and rescheduling policy. For example, you are allowing or not allowing rescheduling, and in how many minutes or hours or days you want to know about the cancellation or rescheduling. For example, at least 3 hours before the meeting. And then, do you allow canceling or not? And it's the same thing, for example, about the canceling. You want people to tell you 1 day before at least. And some additional notes that will appear after the meeting will be confirmed. Then we have here additional customization, service cover image. Here you can customize how the page will be looking. For example, if you want it to be looking more in your branding style, like, I don't know, this orange color. The name of the button, you can change it if you'd like. And what exactly do you want people to see on the page? Calendar title, calendar description, calendar details. And you can preview the widget here. Here, this orangey thing, how it's looking. I don't really like it. Let's put it back to the blue one. And here you're enabling this feature if you're allowing the customer to choose the staff during the booking. So if they know to which hairdresser exactly they want to go, they can choose it here. And then rooms and equipment, we don't have that yet, but I will show you later. So let's hit save. And we have our first calendar created, men's haircut. Here we can click share and copy the link. And we can send this link to the customer directly, or we can add this calendar to our website. And this link is the link that you created, like your custom link. And if in some way you will decide to change this custom URL, then this link will not be working anymore. And this is a permanent link, and if you will use this permanent link, it will be working all the time, even if this customer link will be changed in future. Here is also one-time link. One-time link means that if you will send it to your client and they will book it, the link will be not working anymore after the booking. And embed codes, it's how you can add this on your website. But for now, it's actually enough to have just a link. So let's look on it, how it's appearing. Yeah, so here is the avatar that I've set up. Here you can see the available time. And here the person can choose either any available hairdresser or some specific hairdresser. For example, I want Jane to be my hairdresser. And you see what I was telling you before, that her scheduling time is different from what I set up in the availability here in the whole calendar. So it's like that. And meanwhile, if I will put John has more slots open. For example, I can book him today, and for Jane, I can't book her today. So select, this is how customer will see it basically. First name, last name, phone number, email, additional information, confirmation, schedule meeting, and they will go to the payment procedure. Okay, so now we know how to make calendars. Now, what about groups? And groups is something that if you have, for example, again, a hair salon, and it has several options. So they can do men's haircut and women's haircut. So let's do that. Let's create another calendar, service booking, and it will be women's haircut. We will add again all the stuff. The duration will be 60 minutes, haircut, female booking. Here we will leave it till 9 p.m. Accepts payments. The amount will be higher, like $60. And the description, confirm. So it was really fast. Also, I want to add there as well some picture. So I want to edit it real quick. And I want to update the picture for like a women haircut. And here as well. Actually, in this one is the picture which is the cover of your service. And in the service details, it's actually your logo, but I just made the same thing, but it can be a logo of your brand. And save. Now let's go back to calendars, calendar settings. And here where the groups are really handy. So we go to groups and we create a new group. And the group name will be haircuts. Group description, male and female haircuts. Service, you can choose the template, a URL of the widget, haircuts, service, booking, create. And now we're gonna go back to the calendars and we're gonna find our women's haircut. Edit, I made a typo here. And then here where you see groups, you choose the group haircuts and you hit save. And then you do the same with male's haircut. Calendar setting, edit, group haircuts, save. And now we can see that we have a group haircuts which has 2 calendars in it. And you can see it also here, haircuts, haircuts. And why is it cool to add your calendars in the folders? Now I will show you on the example on how to add the calendar to your website. So for that, we'll go to the website. I'll duplicate this tab. We're going to sites, websites, new website from blank, website name, hair services, add new page, name of the page, booking, create new page, edit elements. So we're gonna add section first, then we're gonna add row, 1 row, and then we can add element. And the element will be calendar. And here you can select your calendar. And I will show you 2 examples. So we can select first men's haircut calendar. And here you can see it. And then we can add another calendar, women's haircut calendar. And let's preview what we've done so far. So this is your website. And here you can see 1 calendar for men's haircut and another for women's haircut. And you know, it might be a bit confusing if your customers will see 2 calendars on the website, they're not sure which one they need to book, maybe they haven't read it. So here's how we can make it more appealing to not have these double calendars on the page. You can see the calendar that I've created, and here on the right side in the configuration, you can press this toggle button, use group page, and see the groups appeared just like that. So now when the customer is opening your website, they have 2 options, women's haircut or men's haircut. And they choose this one, and then they can even choose from here, and it's also like more user-friendly. So I choose, for example, John Doe to be my hairdresser. And then I pick up the time, select, and it's all go on with the system. So we've covered calendars, groups, and now we have this tab services here. And services we can also use in our example of hair salon. For example, hair salon can do not only haircuts, it can do also hair coloring, and they provide different kind of services. And we can add here new service, and the service will be hair services, male and female hair service, and it will be haircut plus coloring, service booking. Then we go here, and here you can see the option to select services, and here are the haircuts. We haven't created colorings yet, so let's save this one, and then let's go back and let's create another calendar for the hair coloring. Create calendar, service booking, hair coloring. It's all the same. You can set up each calendar as you need, as I showed before. And then we go again to service menu. Here are the services that we've created. Edit, select services. Now I need to create another group. Create group, and the group will be hair coloring. Create, and then we're gonna go back to the hair coloring, edit, and here we're gonna add group hair coloring, save. And finally we go to service menu, hair services, edit, select services, and now you can see that we have services, haircuts, women's, men's haircut, and hair coloring, hair coloring. Select all, save, perfect. And then you can move if you want hair coloring or haircuts to be first or second in the list. And now we're gonna do another magic trick with the website and how to embed it on our website so people can actually choose from all the services available. So you're gonna hit this button and copy embed code. So it's copied. We're gonna go back to the website. We can delete this one. Here add element, and here will be code, custom code, and then you go to open code editor and you paste the code that we've just copied, save. And you don't really see it here, but it's there. Save, and let's look at it right now. So here you can see now that there are 3 types of services that our hair salon is providing. And here is also a nice search button. Here it's haircuts, hair coloring. You can choose women's haircut, men's haircut, or hair coloring. You can press book. After the booking, you can also add guests. How many people will be? 2 people, just me. Let's say 2 people. So now you see the price will update. So now it's 200 and then it will be more. So guest 1, guest 2, hair coloring, confirm. Yeah, and you can see 2 hours, $400, and you can select staff. Whom do you want to do the hair coloring for the first person? Jane Doe. Select another one, John Doe, confirm. And then it will combine availabilities of John and Jane and will propose you the time and date when both customers can schedule the service. This and yeah, this one. So now it will be scheduled for both Jane and John, for 2 people doing hair coloring. Continue. Here it's all the same, and then they will schedule appointment and they will pay for the appointment. Now let's look real quick at rooms and equipment. Basically, you will need these features only, for example, if you are running a business on renting a place for some events and you have several rooms available and people can book that rooms to specific time. Or if you're running a hotel and you also have different rooms there and you can set availability for different rooms, and then when they will be booked, it will be closed automatically. And then you have equipment, and equipment, it's when you are renting some equipment and you can make a booking for this kind of equipment. Also, you can combine equipment plus rooms. For example, if you have a photo studio and you have several different locations for the studio and you rent also lamps and video cameras and so on, so it will be all there. So you can create rooms, create room, and will be room A, some description, total capacity of this room, how many people can book this room, let's say 10 people, up to 10 people, and you select a calendar, so you should prepare the calendar beforehand. Let's say now we will use these calendars, which we've done already. It doesn't really make much sense in this case for the hair salon, but let's use the ones that we have already, because I think we've covered up already all the calendar creation. So men's haircut, create, and then let's add equipment, create equipment, and name will be equipment 1, some description about this equipment, total quantity of this equipment, 5 pieces of what? Cameras, lights, whatever. And if some of the equipment is out of service right now, you can put it here. Let's say 2 out of 5 is out of service, and you connect again the calendar, men's haircut, create, and then to add the rooms and equipment, we're gonna go back to the men's haircut calendar, rooms and equipment, and we're gonna see them here. I also added room B, room A, equipment 1, save. So basically we've covered everything connected to calendars, groups, service menu, rooms and equipment. And the difference between calendars is not that major. For example, if you will have to make a class booking, it will just add the seats per class and you add this and that's it. Basically, all other settings are similar. If you create a calendar, let's say collective booking, it will be looking the same way, but you will be able to send it to different people. And then you have here preferences. Here you can set your meeting location either by Zoom, Google Meet, phone, Microsoft Teams. And now I will show you how you can actually connect your Zoom or what other apps you are using for the meetings. Here you can also add your availability, so they will be by default like that. So for example, I can set up that, I'm working on Friday and I'm working till 9 a.m. to 11 and then from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, and then copy to all. And this will be by default availability to all your calendars. You don't forget to press save availability. And the last thing is connections. And this is where you can connect your Google Calendar. So I already connected mine. Video conferencing, add new. And here you can connect Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Outlook Calendar, Calendly as well, iCloud Calendar, whatever you're using. And this is basically it concerning the settings of the calendar, but also I promised to show you how you can set up automations, because if you remember when we were setting up the calendar, the first one, I didn't click there the button with the notification for the client because we don't really want to do the double notification. And I recommend to use, there is a really good automation system and it's a really good recipe that you can apply, which will not only send one notification but several notifications and the sequence of actions. And for that we're gonna go to automation, then we're gonna create workflow, select a recipe, and here almost in the end there is a recipe, appointment confirmation plus reminder. So you can select that recipe, and this is already a pre-built template, a recipe which will send confirmation email. Then it will send 24 hours before the appointment reminder. Then 1 hour before appointment, 5 minutes before appointment. You can easily delete these ones if you don't want this, for example, 5 minutes, or you don't want to use SMS, or you don't want to use email. And here you will just need to be sure that you connect the right calendar. So even type normal appointment status confirm, add filter, select, and then in calendar, and you select your calendar, for example, hair coloring, but also you can select in calendar group. So you remember that we created a group for our haircuts and hair coloring. So you can do it by groups, for example, haircuts, save trigger. And then you can customize the confirmation email. You can see it here. And here it's more like for the online meeting. You don't need that because you are running the offline business, if we're talking about that example. Save action. The whole video about automation we have also on the channel, so I do recommend to check it out. And that was it for today. Hope that you've learned how to use calendars effectively and book and set up your appointments effortlessly and automate your experience and make it hassle-free for both you and your clients. Thank you for watching.